Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Right here, we got the engine out of the barbecued Beetle. This episode, we're gonna tear into it and start putting those feathers back on that Phoenix, so that it could possibly fly again. I don't know. If you watch the original episode, you know what I'm going on about. It's an engine out of a 1969 Beetle. Interesting facts on that thing. I'll walk you through it. It's a body swap car. The car is like a 72. The chassis is a 69. That was fun to find out. I think I made a comment in my video. There's a plug-in diagnostic port that I didn't think they started running until like 72. Turns out it is. I never paid attention to the dash either. But regressing, has nothing to do with the engine. The engine is a mystery size. The owner doesn't know. He thinks it's bigger than a 1600. It has a bunch of go-fast goodies on it. I would say it's bigger than a 1600. But then again, I'm weird and I've put go-fast goodies on engines before. What I mean by go-fast, it has 4-to-1 ratio rockers. It has a temp sensor located in the block. Oil pressure gauge. I mean, nothing. I mean, the two gauges don't mean go fast, but what I'm getting at is someone put a little bit more money into just say a standard 1600. The block can't. It's a V-dub block, so I don't know if it's punched out or anything like that. It's not like an empty case or anything like that, or Rancho, whatever. It's not a different case. I think the heads are stock Volkswagen. I can't remember, but let me round up some tools. We're going to basically strip this thing down to the long block, down to the long block. Heads are coming off, pulleys coming off, oil coolers coming off. We're going to reseal this engine so that it hopefully will live to fight another day. Also, I have to take these heads off to clean them, or I don't have to take them off to clean them. I'm going to take them off, clean them, but mainly it's to pull these barrels back and to reseal them. I might not even do that just due to the fact that they're already sealed. Let me see if they're leaking. But it is getting new push rod tubes. That is for sure. I don't think we have to separate the barrels. That saves me a task. But there is red RTV on there, so that is telling me that, at least when the engine went back together, they did seal it. But yeah, we're going to basically strip this thing down to just the cylinders. Let me grab some tools, and I'll be right back to you so that we can, damn it, go back on. So that we can, progress. Because I thought I had a 13, I don't. I gotta get these manifolds off. Be right back. All right, that's exactly how you want to start out a episode. Come on, camera. And instantly walk away. But in all seriousness, I'm just going to, we're going to start off by getting this exhaust manifold off. I guess I already loosened these. Oh yeah, I remember. I did loosen them. The studs want to pull. So I don't know, all of them are just that one cylinder head again. Nope, that's all of them. That's fine. We'll restud the engine. But anyway, let me get these guys off, and then we'll pull the heads. Like I said, we're doing basically a complete tear down, so heads are coming off. Complete. We're not even doing a complete. We're just going to take bits off that I feel need to come off. All I'm trying to accomplish is a external-ish clean and a reseal of this engine, so it doesn't leak immediately. maybe a little after immediate, but not immediate. So they get a new clutch, pressure plate, flywheel seal, or rear main and flywheel seal. We're going to put a new oil cooler on and bracket or adapter. Only reason I'm doing that is I don't know if that's compromised or not. I don't want to take a chance. It was behind the fan shroud. It looks fine. But then again, it's a part that I can replace. I'm just going to replace that part. I know. I say all the time, don't just replace parts for the parts replacing sake of it. But at the beginning of the evening, I am going to. Because the last thing I need is this the cooler bracket to have a pinhole or something in it, and well, we got to remove it anyway. Plus, there's seals under there. We're just going to replace, like I said, we're going to replace it with all new seals. What else? It is going alternator conversion. It's not staying generator, or yeah, this was a generator engine. I had to think. Yeah, it is because I have an alternator. It's going to get an alternator regardless whether it had one or not. It's just going to need a little more wiring to it. And dual carbs. Another reason I got to tear this engine apart is I want to see what size engine this is so I can order carburetors specifically to this engine. So, you know, coach-made, tailor-made, if you will. But let me get these exhaust stuff. You know, I get to cut out all the fun stuff for you because I can only ramble so much with the one turn at a time, or half a turn, or quarter turn at a time. You don't get to sit here while I take out all four of these. You get to jump ahead with them just off. All right, guys, next thing we're gonna do, well, I gotta get an extension. Again, I start off this so well. Yeah, I really don't want these case studs to spin. I mean, it doesn't matter. We'll put them back in. But if I can prevent it, perfect, I will. The baking soda or the fire suppressant, I mean, it does wonders at putting out fires, but also does wonders at making all your hardware like to stick. Prematurely rusted, I guess. I try not to pull the head studs out if I can help it. Sometimes, there we go. Sometimes you just can't help it. Trying to hit it with my 3/8 vibrator. Will it shock them off? Nope. And if I pull them off, I pull them off. Yeah, they're all going to come out. Not a big deal. I'll just go back and grab them. We have one in. So there's that. Good thing is now that they're all hot, valve cover off. Yummy. I didn't bring a 13, did I? I got one on a wobble. I don't want to use that. Pull the rocker shafts. Like I said, these look like they're 4-to-1s. 1-to-1s, 2-to-1s. They're a ratio roller is what I'm getting at. I think we also, I've also shown this has chromoly push rods in it. So that also is a thing. Push rods look clean. Pay attention to these stack ups. We got 3 on the front, which could be the back, depending how you look at it. 3 on flywheel side, 2 on front side. They're not even the same ratio, or you probably can't see. They're about the same, they're not the exact same height. Might order new ratio rockers, or pads. Because I am not a fan of that. You don't want one side, sitting in more than the other. They're important adjustments, guys. Nice. Happy those all stayed. I really don't need to fish them out. They're going to come out with it anyway. I was going to say I was missing one. There we go. All right, let's remove this head. Pry bar. I'm trying to gently get the head off. I don't want to separate the barrels from the block. Because like I said, they're sealed, and if I don't have to move them, I'm not going to. All right. There's 2. Those 2 are stuck. All right, let me just put this down for a second. In a crashing, banging fashion. Get these because they're important. And let's dig the other 2 out so I do not lose them. Got my calipers. I will say she's running pretty clean. Not too much carbon buildup. All right. Let me just get I have a wire brush. See if I can get the stamping number off of this thing. Ow. Stay. See what size it is. There should be a number over here. And there is. All right. See if I can find out what size engine this is. This is telling me the stroke or the bore 80. Huh. Not as big as I thought. Again, people do things. 85.5. So what's that? 85.5, that's stock? Yeah. Or is it 1776? What's our stroke? I should have bottom dead this engine to begin with, but this is why I wait to order things. Because like I said, if the owner said, you know, it was a, you know, million cubic inch engine, it turns out it's not, well, I'd have the wrong carburetors. And by wrong, I mean I'd be, I would have to jet the crap out of them to figure out. Now, this isn't the most scientific way to gauge stroke, but we're going to zero it out. That's at the bottom. That's bottom dead, and then I'll just rotate it till it comes back up. And wherever it stops, and a 68, I don't know if it'll even focus, 68 stroke. So 85.5 across and a 68-69 stroke. Off the top of my head, I don't know what the hell that is. Yeah, 85 bore. 85 and 60, whatever the hell I just said. Shit. Oh, I'll do it again. I don't know, what the hell I just say? 69 stroke? I am useless when it comes to memory. Just redo it. All right, guys, just ripping apart the other side. I thought those numbers did sound familiar to a certain extent, but you have to remember, I work on a bunch of cars, and I can't keep track of, you know, everything. I'm not like, you know, some really crazy guru that knows absolutely everything on every size. But it's a stock 1600. Even if it was a bigger stroke on it than what I'm reading, it's still a big 1600. So it's not, so either the owner was lied to when he got this engine rebuilt, or when it came rebuilt. Because like I said, it has good performance bits on it. Roller rockers, yeah, you know, swivel pad rockers, roller rockers, however you want to call, whatever you want to call them. Chrome moly push rods are in this thing. Again, not saying it's a performance engine, but looking at it, I wouldn't have doubted that it was bigger than a 16, just outside looking in. But yeah, it's just standard 1600. The other thing is, he said that this car had, well, I mean, it kind of makes sense that it's only a 1600 now that I think about it, because it only had a melted, what, progressive on it, 32, 34, whatever the hell they are. It was smoked. I couldn't actually read what it was. So that makes sense. Damn it! I guess that makes sense why it's a small engine. I mean, it would have been, again, that carb was smoked, so I couldn't, you know, really tear it apart to see what it was, you know, jetting, so on and so forth. But it could have been a 1776. Hell, I was thinking this thing might be a 1776. Turns out I was wrong. But he did say this thing had dual carbs on it. Like duals, like barrel. He said tuning was a nightmare, or trying to keep it in tune was a nightmare, which, well, that would make sense if you only have a 1776 and you're running dual 40s. Strange, very strange. Again, this is why I don't shotgun order parts, because if he said this thing was a, you know, 18 and some change, like I said, the block's set up, it has case savers in it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it has good bit shit. it has good bits to it. It has good correct bits if you were to punch this engine out. This is why, like I said, I take everything pretty much with a grain of salt when someone tells me something. It's not saying I don't believe you. It's, well, I don't believe you. But, all right, this head's off. Pop these tubes off. These are garbage. Yeah, like $11. Just replace them if you're taking your heads off. All right. Let me wipe this thing out some, and then I guess we'll pull a flywheel. But so I mean, like the engine, like a typical, like they typically do. The front. Oh, there it is. Thought I'd find it. Like those carbs do, you can probably see it on that side, the front or the rear cylinder. This one's running fat. This one's running lean. And not dire, but they're not evenly combusting. It's just the nature of that style carburetor setup. Okay, next time you see these heads, they're going to be nice and, well, clean-ish. Oh, gasket, get off there. Well, let me get my windy gun. Oh, let's pull this clutch off and this oil cooler. Give me a sec. Well, I can pull the oil cooler right now. Let me do what I was doing, and then we'll pull the oil cooler off. All right, because scatterbrained, as always, let's get this oil cooler off. I do like to think that this is exactly how, you know, Ferrari and McLaren, Lamborghini put their engines together. This is their, you know, clean room. Learned this on the Le Mans track, Le Mans circuit. They just bring in the trailers for, you know, fun. It's just a couple guys in a motel room putting things together in the bathtub. Wasn't there a NASCAR team that did that? I can't remember. Blew up an engine the night before and ended up putting the thing together in their hotel room. Pretty sure that's a thing. I'm pretty sure if it wasn't a thing, it is a thing. Or was. Was this? Anyway, what I'm getting at is this is exactly how McLaren puts together their, you know, P1 engines. Right next to a BMW 5 Series. In the ultimate clean environment. They just do the clean rooms for show. Because I also comply with all very tight tolerances. Probably tighter. I don't. All right, oil cooler. Out. But yeah, I'll save this because that's what I do. It's kind of my shtick. But yeah, I'll save this, guys. Good doghouse. But we have a new offset and cooler. Like I said, there's probably nothing wrong with this, but I mean, you can see it got suppressant in it. We'll just change it. Like I said, I'm not like a huge fan of just throwing parts at things, but there are certain cases where I will just replace parts. Mainly because I don't want this thing to come back because that thing had a pinhole in it. Because pulling engines, you know, not really my jam. When I've just been in here, I guess is what I'm getting at. All right, flywheel, not too concerned about. There's just melted stuff in between these cylinders too. And I already blew this engine off. you'd be amazed at what finds its way, you know, down barrels. And in places you'd never think crap can get. All right, let's blow this thing off. Hopefully, because she was preheated, not now, but before, it'll come off easy. It's probably not going to cooperate. She on there. Okie dokie. What you don't want to do is go too nuts, you know, pull like heck. Just either side, gentle pressure, a little wiggle and jiggling, and they'll come off. Preheating helps. Like so. Yes, it's warm. Rag. Boop. Pulley off. Like I said, I don't know if it's damaged or not, or if it's ovaled. I don't know if it got heat screwed up, I guess is what I'm getting at. But get this thing off. Put this over. Put that in the collection for maybe pile. All in there looks good. Where did... Screw that and this for this, because we'll get this tin off. Yeah, I'm not replacing this tin. This tin will stay, we'll just get the same thing with the two other ones. This one's just gonna get, shush! This one will just get cleaned up and put back on. You don't really see it. Nothing got into there, so that's good. All right, so she's tore down. Like I said, last thing, but not leastly. Last thing we're gonna have to do is get the clutch off. I mean, there's suppressant freaking everywhere. And again, I'll go back and clean all this up. I got to plug all those holes, you know. Try not to get any of this, you know, crap in the engine. There's the other tin. But those are just be a simple sandblast. All right, let's get this clutch and flywheel off. See what we are working with. Get it off when I can get that nut out. Thank you. Clutch looks good. Oops, stay. Put the hardware back in, just so I don't lose it. Also, I'm curious what kind of flywheel this thing has. Is it a 4 dowel? Is it an 8 dowel? I don't know. But yeah, again, this clutch, pressure plate, a little bit of ridge, nothing bad. I won't even look. I'm gonna cheat because I'll probably see it in that, but I don't know. Like I said, we're going on, I don't know what this engine is. Well, I know it's 1600, but I don't know why it's built the way it is. Clutch, well, you probably can't tell. Clutch has good surface on it. 2002 is when it was made. It's a Scars, whatever. Boop. It's a good clutch. Brand. All right, what do we got? I still can't tell. What is going on with that, though? Yeah, weird. Because I'm not losing my mind, right? Oh, I just did it, clutch. Yeah, you can usually see the dowels. Ah, crap. Almost busted my butt. Usually you can count the dowels if you've ever torn them apart or see them. I had to just check my other engine, and well, I can't see them, so. Huh. Reverse. What a weird set. There we go. Oh. That's why I didn't want to come out. Someone's afraid it would come out. I don't know if you'd be able to see those threads, but there's blue Loctite. At least they use blue. Are you just going to come off? Yep, perfect. Not that much of a fight. Like, nice. Flywheel still looks good. I don't know if you'll pick it up in the sheen. There's still cross hashing in there. Nothing alarming to where I'm going to replace it or get it repaired or anything like that. We'll reuse it. Rear seal doesn't seem like it was leaking, so that's good. But all right, right now, pick that up so I lose it. Right now, what we found out is we have a stock, air quote on that, stock replacement 1600 engine. This thing could have either been, it's type 3 block, I think I said that has the oil tubey on here, mustache bar support. So it is a, you know, it is a different engine, but it's not a, you know, what I was under your impression it was a bigger engine. Bigger than stock if he's assuming it's a 69 because it would have been a 1500 and this is 16. Like I said, the worst case scenario is if I measured that stroke wrong, it would be like a, I still got it pulled up. If I measured that stroke wrong somehow and I was off by 4, 5, it would be a 1699. But there is almost no way I screwed it up by that much. That is a big amount. But with that said, I am going to get those heads cleaned up, get those brackets cleaned up, scrape on this thing a little bit more, blast it off, wire wheel it, you know, go through all the fun stuff. And to recommission this, I don't see any issues with it. As of right now, I have the warm and fuzzies. Scary. That will put this back together. Yeah, the fire definitely was mostly on this side, I'm assuming, with the amount of suppressant that's all over the place on this side. But, all right, so next thing is, like I said, cylinders look good, bores, pistons. Those all look good. Block looks fine. I don't see anything alarming that we're even going to take these barrels off. I don't see any major leaks. I'm going to assume because it has an O2 clutch in it, that was the last time this engine ran. Or, well, not ran, but was put in. So, usually clutches don't sit on the shelf for too long. And we just got a bunch of suppressant. All right, guys, it has been a few days waiting on parts. I thought I had everything I need to, well, continue this project, and, well, I don't, or didn't. But now we got many things. And yes, the engine is black now. Reason being, well, this fire suppressant material did not want to come off quite, easily. So, and I tried everything. I tried vinegar, isopropyl alcohol, all the typical suppressant removers. This stuff is just on here. So did the right thing and just covered it up. But the block is as clean as it can be. All the main stuff is off. And about 90% of this engine gets covered up anyway. So really, not a big deal. But anywhoos, let's start putting this thing together. First thing, rear main. See me do it on every clutch job video. Just be careful, get your thing in there, don't scratch the hell out of it, and pry your old seal out. Wow, that one does not want to come out easy. Bigger screwdriver. So, rear main. Simple enough. Pop the old one out. I can tell you this engine hasn't ran in a while just due to the fact that absolutely no oil tried to come out of the seal, which is fine. Got the new one mildly centered and just tap her in. No, you don't need a seal driver, you just don't have to be crazy. Boop, in. A little bit of grease, which I don't even know where the heck my gun is after I spent 4 hours looking for it the other day. Just whatever you want. You put oil on it. Just something. Also, you don't want to, you don't have to. But I just throw something on there for preventative of dry start. All right, that. Ah, damn it, I forgot to buy a clutch. That's fine, we don't need one yet. Okay, that. Throw the flywheel back on. Oh, you came off. There we go. Want to get this thing on. You don't want to force it, well, seat it with the bolt. Make sure you change this thing out. Because if it is bad O-ring, you will be doing this again. New O-ring. I have an entire gasket kit off camera, obviously. Well, maybe not obvious, but I do. New flywheel seal. Boop. Slide that guy in. All right, now let's put the crankshaft on. Or flywheel on. Flywheel on the crankshaft. Make sure you get her seat flush before you start going ham with your gland nut. All right, flywheel on. Clutch, doesn't matter until we get ready to put this thing into the car. All right, next, let's get the oil cooler. Find the right gaskets. Every engine's different. This one just so happens to take 4, because there's a doghouse and they're all the same size. So the ones that you have 4 of that are all the same size is the correct ones you need. I think I say this, I'm going with a brand new oil cooler. Pop your seals on. Slide this together. Shit. Seals on. Doot doot. I had hardware. Tighten this down. Is there a torque spec? Yes. Am I using one? No. Torque spec is tight. There's things in here so you can't over crush them, but also you can over tighten them. I know that makes complete sense. You can tighten them too tight, I guess is what I'm getting at, and you can break crap. Cooler goes on, we get new hardware. Blink. Now, typically what I like to do is tighten those 2 first, the backside, and then tighten the top. Basically, like, I don't know, counter lever, cantilever. I don't know, I feel like I get better results with the holding part of it. Tight. Double check these. They usually loosen a bit, like that one. Tight. And tight. All right, cooler's on. Look at that. Slowly making an engine. All right, what else do we want to do now? Cylinder heads? Oh, we can do that. All right, guys, got the heads. Same heads that came off this engine. Just plastic beaded, media blast to clean them up. Thing that I say is in my videos, just get new push rod tubes. They're cheap. They're like 11 bucks or something like that. Seals. Replace them. If you have your heads off, just replace your seals. Simple as that. Or your tubes. They squish, they get hot, they stretch, they do weird stuff. Like I said, if you're taking the time to pull your engine out to do all this stuff, go ahead and replace them. These are trash anyway. They're all rotted. Could they have held oil? Probably. Was I going to chance it? Nope. All right, you people can yell at me in the comments about this. This thing on one of my videos, I got yelled at. And honestly, I don't care. I put a fine layer, wrong stuff. I use a fine layer of red RTV. It's made to peel. Or, come off. Let's give this a quick hose down just make sure I got all the grit and stuff out of it. I should have. Mildly cleaner. Slide this on like so. Move the bridle up. All right. I need my push rods. No, I don't keep them in order. Oh, hot sweat drip. No, I don't keep them in order. If they're all the same length, they'll all go in the same. I've never had an issue. It's not like they're matched per cylinder or to the ratio rockers. Hell, I don't even know if this was the original engine in the car and they just took the good bits off of one engine and put it onto this. It's kind of, excuse me, kind of really what it's looking like to me. So like I said, this guy had, I did re-talk to him to confirm. He did have dual 40s on this thing, and that is way, 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 way big of an engine, or a carburetor for this engine. Unless someone went really ridiculous with the jetting, I have no idea why someone would run a dual 40 set up on a 1600. Like I said, unless possibly it was a bigger engine at one point and they just stripped all the parts off of it to get it out the door. I have seen that. Because he said only after he went to the progressive style carb that we took off here, the melted one, it actually ran good. So that's telling me that it obviously was over carbureted. At first when I heard that, I'm just like, all right, yeah, someone just doesn't know how to tune. We've had that on the channel a few times. But sometimes that's not always the case. Sometimes, well, someone just throws something on to get it out the door and it runs. Running and running correctly are two completely different things. All right, set all the push rods, tubes, and I'm just gently going to get them into place as I walk the cylinder head back. Oh, damn it. All in. They seem like they want to live. Perfect. 15, this guy. Yes, I'm going to go back and use a torque wrench. If you do it this way, well, A, it's faster. No, it's not the right way. But you can set the head down a lot faster, obviously. torque down this head. 8mm studs, you know, 18 to 20. What else? 10mm studs. You can use, what is it, 25? 25, 30? Double check my specs before you go tightening down your stuff. I like ramping into torque. In other words, I don't just like, you know, rack, 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 rack. I try to get a, you know, smooth and linear fashion. When she breaks, she's good. And we'll go back after it's all torqued, double check it. That one turned a lot. Nope. Let me do the other side real quick, same process, and we'll, I don't know, come back and put something else on. Make sure you unload these things when you're not using them. Tends to keep the torque. You don't stretch the spring. I don't know if that's an old person tale or if that's like legitimate, but I've always done it, and my wrenches have always been good enough. I've always done it, and my wrenches have always been fairly in cal every time I've actually had them inspected. Now, that's not something, you know, with that said, it's not something I go and get inspected all the time or within, you know, keep certifications on. I was back, again, when I was, you know, a wee little lad doing other stuff in my life. If I got any people that watch aviation, you know what I'm talking about as far as calibration goes. With that said, let me get the side button up and I'll be right back. Boring, same process. All right, guys, we're gonna start working on the rest of this engine. Start putting all the shields on, so on and so forth. Start working its way up, or working our way up. One thing I have noticed that I've done twice so far is I've lost 2 fuel pump block-off plates. No freaking idea. This is, I think I said, this is the original tin work that was on here. Blasted and blasted and just put, you know, made it look nice with paint. New hardware. I like new hardware if you watch this channel. Top's good, so we can drop on the shroud. And the back. Brand new back plate. Boink. Brand new shroud. Boink. Damn it. Make sure that fits okay. Let's get the tins. 3, 4. I did that backwards. Okay, come here. Do not follow me for tech tips on how to do this. Obviously, every time I do it wrong. Three, 4 on this side. 1, 2 on this side. Put that in. Good. Get this to align again. Good. Hardware, I'll just get longer ones. I got a lot of them. Ah! Just going to leave these loose for right now. We'll go back and tighten those. Cylinder heads, anti-seize. Every other one I could not really care about putting anti-seize on. It's just these ones that go into the top of the cylinders. Like I said, oh, you can't see me. Top of the cylinder ones I do care about, just due to the fact that these are the ones that always get stuck and break. If you're watching this still, you know exactly what I'm talking about because I had to redo one of them. You don't need to moon tune it. That's how you break stuff. Boom. Look at that. It's looking like an engine. Nice and pretty so far. All right. Crank, I guess. Pulley. I'll slide it on. I want to paint that bolt. No, I don't. Yes, I do. Oh, I don't. I'll go back and paint it. Brand new crank pulley. Did I hopefully order the right damn one? Rotate that up. Key looks okay. I just have a little bit of a crap in this thing. Everything's going terrible. Number one. All right, pulley itself. Pulley's clearanced. It will go on. It is, you know, good. All I had to do was take off the powder coat. Got this from CIP1. It's the economy pulley. Cheapest one you can get. I'm not even joking. I even have the box for it. Wherever it is. Stamping on the back. It's an aluminum pulley. Aluminum pulley. Well, number one, I thought it was, well, I thought I grabbed the wrong one at first because I ordered things all the time. But no, this is the part number. This is the pulley you get. Problem being, first time this ever happened to me, there's no notches up here. Don't mind the white spots. I compared it to the old pulley. And no, it's not an exact science. Yeah, without those notches, well, you're not going to be able to time your engine. So I am going to do the right thing, which I should not have to do. And, well, no, that, all right, we got too much going on. Steal the pulley off of my engine, because it's a degree pulley. Are you, how are you so hammered? Anyway, I'm gonna steal off of my engine. I like that, making more work for myself walking. There we go. Because like I said, I have a degree pulley on this thing. We'll TDC it with this. Whatever. Just, everything just stay. Pull that off. This is why parts are good. Usually, TDC is 90 off from your keyway. I mildly index this 90 degrees over. And I just eyeballed it. This is, well, you know, it's annoying. It's more of a annoyance to me that I even have to do this. I can only imagine what it is for, you know, somebody who's, say, working on something like this for the first time. You know, obviously not buying the, you know, $1 million parts and stuff like that. You know, I'm buying the same stuff someone would buy. Never had a problem with them. But what I'm getting at is, you know, trying to do your thing. Holy crap, I was almost dead on. You know, trying to build your engine, you get to this point, and if you didn't catch it, you'd be in a problem. All right, TDC mark, you're probably not seeing. Where's the flashlight? I don't know. It's probably on one of my lifts. Of course, it's on the lift arm I don't walk to. What do I do with the other one, though? I do know I have one in my truck. Where are we at? All right. TDC mark. The way you TDC these engines is, let's see if I can get you in there. Probably may not be able to see, might be able to see, whatever. Split in the case. You want that TDC line to line up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate the engine until that is aligned. A little bit of play, but nothing major, aftermarket stuff. But at least now I know that this pulley or engine is TDC'd. Whether it's the compression stroke or what have you, it doesn't matter. 180, 180, it's all going to time the same. I don't know what it is because, where are we? Intake stroke? Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're TDC'd. Pull that off. The new pulley. Put the new pulley on. Ooh, let's see how close I was. New pulley on. And damn, if I would have ground that I would have been not even mad about it. That white line. Try to hold it. White mark. In line with where it needs to be. So now, who's binging me? So now let's make it permanent. The other lines over here, that would be like your 7 degree and so on and so forth. I'll grind them in after. I just want the TDC mark because my timing light, I can do whatever the hell I want to do with it. Take my burr bit and just burp. Not going to follow the mark, but follow the case line. All right. Notch ground. I don't know if it'll pick up. Don't worry about that white spot because obviously I didn't ground it for that. But notch is ground in line with the case. We have a TDC mark. I'm happy with it. I'll take it a little deeper. I really don't have to, but I mean that is right where it needs to be. A plus or a minus left or right kind of thing, not going to affect it. It wouldn't even be like a degree off. If you're afraid, don't tune it on the max settings, I guess. So, you know, if you know your bottom end's 28 on a distributor, don't go to 28. You might be 27. Tune them right. I guess what I'm getting at. I'll double check my mark with the valves opening, but I feel 100% and excuse me, I feel 103% confident we are completely fine where we're at. On. Man, this is a really tight engine. Perfect. Rotates, everything's good. Said everything's TDC'd. Well, the engine's TDC'd now. All right. Let's see. Rear splash shield. Hey, I found a fuel pump block-off plate. I don't know where my other ones are, but I found one of them. New tins. Be prepared to fight them a bit. But they do go on. It's all good. These stupid things. I can never remember what side they go on. I think that's that side. Again, these are just cleaned up. You can, if you want, you can replace absolutely every component on your engine. The reason I don't is value for dollar. Alright guys, I am back. I don't know if it's ever been on the channel, but I recently acquired, inconsequential story error by the way, I recently acquired another GMT 800 platform, like my black truck, which has been on the channel a couple times. Don't look at that thing. And did the right thing and immediately sold it to my buddy. No, I don't think it's been on the channel. But what I was getting at, or I was trying to get at, I don't know where to put you guys. Turns out, I don't like selling people junk. That goes with, well, obviously friends. I'll give you guys a good deal. Don't get me wrong if we're buddies. But I'm not, if I'm taking your money, you're going to get, you know, obviously the best thing that I possibly can do for mosquito, sorry. You know, best product I think I can give you. Well, it turns out the truck just crapped out his fuel pump. You got to fix though. Kind of feel bad, but used trucks. You can't Fortunately, you can't predict absolutely everything. With that said, I am a little sour that I did sell that truck. Because if you know anything about the GMT 800 platforms, plate, louvers, that way. So, like, venties, away from the crank. You can pretty much index that thing every way except the wrong way. You'll get a oil splash up the tube. But what I was saying is, yeah, I don't like giving people crap. If you watch this channel long enough, you know how much I'm a bit of an egomaniac, egotistical, if you will. And I do not like to lose as far as vehicles go. Well, personal life too, obviously. I'm very competitive. But yeah, when I give you a vehicle, especially if you buy it from me, and I say that it's good, and it turns out that it goes kablooey, I take it a little personal. Not to the owner, obviously, but to the vehicle. Because if you've watched this channel long enough, I've had many cars come on this channel with a complaint. And like every time you drop your car off at the mechanic, I now have to fight to try to find your complaint. And it's not because I'm calling you a liar that it doesn't exist. It's just that sandrail was an in-op coming in here. I turned the key, it fired up. So, yeah, that was the thing. That is probably coming back because it has issues. Yep, again, going with the I don't like to lose part. It is, it's a mystery. I gotta grab the stand of what it's doing. One stand. Wink. Hardware. I don't know if you can tell what's going on, but obviously we have a slight theme. The engine obviously is going blacked out. Don't worry, there'll be glimpses of color. I just painted the stand so it's wet, so that's perfect. But let's get this guy on. Like, there we go. Good, stand on. I guess I get the fuel pump block off plate before I lose it for the 332nd time. All right, believe it or not, I actually found a damn thing. Turns out I was a responsible human and put it in the box where it belongs. Problem is, I've been rummaging through said box and, well, it moved under other stuff and things. In the realm of the area that I could not see. Yeah, like I said, cheap plate. I can't get those studs out. Boink, fixed. Bead, so we grab a distributor and we'll slap that in. Let me pull this thing out first, and then we'll get the distributor. Smoked. Trash. All right, guys, distributor time. Already converted to electronic. Yes, I said I convert them. I do buy points ignitions. All right, 180 out. It would seem that way. Oh yeah. Not that it matters. Let's put it on TDC stroke, which I was, and I rotated it because I thought I wasn't. Yep. All right. Boink. Let's get this guy in. Little love taps to get it through the or past the O-ring. You're not going to hurt anything. It just makes your life a little easier, I guess is what I'm getting at. Find the cam. Here, push down and rotate at the same time. There we go. Set that guy roughly to the mark. Dust shield. Button. Engaged. Cap. Boom. That's on. Distributor will snug up, but we'll leave it loose. I know it's a bit of an oxymoron. I just know it's kind of where it wants to live. All right. Oil fill. We're not going to install it, or tighten it. See how bad this thing indexes. Not too terrible. I'll put a little Loctite on it just so it doesn't, back off. Because you need it to orientate. I need another one of these spouts. I have the wrong one. Coil. Coil mount is a thing. Gonna do my typical up in this corner. But let's keep building out the gen set. I gotta get all the stuff. I'm gonna need the fan, the generator, it's still drying, and the strap. And we're just gonna put it all together. Also the back plate, all that stuff in hardware. Let me find that stuff. I'll be back. Washer nut. Smoke it on with this right now, and we'll go back tighten when everything's tight. Beauteous. All right, now I have to attach this to the shroud. So it just drops on as a unit, and I'll zip it in. And then we'll drop everything in as a unit. So give me a second. Do I have not enough hardware? All right, one generator on. Yeah. Alternator, what have you. Same damn process. Now. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. You get roughly where you need to be. You're already where you need to be. Down. Quiet, not hitting. I'm good with that. Smaller, of course. quiet, it's working. I wanted to make sure it's blowing. Drill. You can also check out if they charge that way as well. I might show you that in a second, actually. Pulley. Let's get the pulley. I goofed a bit. I did not realize that, well, I'm going to have to weld a bigger thing onto this. That hole's huge. I did not realize this didn't come with shims. Because I'm a doofus. Not a big deal, we'll just rob it off the other one. Usually I order the shim pack and all that stuff. Shim pack, new bolt, new hardware, nut, what have you. Ow! Right under the nail bed. I did not on this case. Frick, that hurt. We're going to have another, well, you got together somehow. Let's get this on. While I appreciate, yep, fingers bleeding, awesome. While I understand and appreciate the Woodruff key, I also am not a fan of it with a passion. Because if you don't have that damn thing aligned, well, you're obviously going to have issues. All right, what the hell size are you? Rob all this stuff off. It's probably the one I just took off. Sure is. See how well this is going to cooperate. Oh, wow, that actually came off. Pulley I can blast and clean, that's not a big deal. Let's go with that. Belt. Pulley. It's gonna fight me. Oh, it's freaking splined. It's gonna fight me because I'm a doofus. There we go. Put those guys there. Put that guy on. Put the new nut on. Because it looks pretty. Let's see what we got. Way too tight. Yes, I know I don't have the strap on yet. You know what I'm saying. All right, let's put that gen strap on. All right, real quick, because my memory card is going out. Setup for testing purposes. Got my drill, got a test light. Test light goes to your spade terminal back here. Obviously 12 volt power. and just ground your generator. We're at 11.7. I don't know if you'll be able to see that right now. Let me zoom you in. Try to get sort of both things in. 11.7. It's a weak-ish battery, but in theory, if this works, test light, if you can see it, comes on. That's energizing the field circuit or what have you. What I'm going to do is start rotating this. Still 11.7. Put power to it. $14.8. If you didn't know, that is how you test alternators. I'll bring in, I still got some time on my thing. Like I said, 12 volt hot to your top terminal. That one is what connects to your light. Ground it, just ground it anywhere. It just needs to be ground. And as long as your light bulb comes on, you can energize that circuit. The light bulb will turn off when that circuit kicks on. What's it, the DF terminal? D plus terminal. Anywho. That'll turn on. And look, we charge our battery some. But yeah, so like I said, this is just a quick, down and dirty way to test these things. Because if this thing didn't charge, obviously, when we put it in the car, that would suck. Because I'd be doing this all over again, taking it apart. What is on my nose? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, quick, down and dirty way to test your alternator. Let me get that belt on. Throw more shims in, tighten it up, and it'll be good. But yeah, it would, like I said, be terrible if, we went through all this and then just to find out the damn thing don't charge. Because yet again, new does not mean good. All right, guys, closing out this episode on, well, resurrecting the Blue Phoenix, if you will. Engine's done. Want to apologize for a bunch of jump cuts and stuff like that. I just finished editing and, well, doing the outro now. I had a bunch of corrupted files. I don't know. I got to ditch the memory card I ran. I had a bunch of corrupted files on it. That's why, well, I mean, it's weird. And why the ending just kind of petered off. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I'm just blaming the, I don't know. I'm blaming the memory card that I used because I pretty much recorded it all on the same one. But anyway, engine's built out. It didn't get any further than where it was. I think the last thing was we tested the generator or the alternator. It charges. It's built out. We just have to mount the coil. We'll do that in the car. Put dual carbs on, so on and so forth. Spark plug wires, all that stuff. That's all done when we get it into the car. But with that said, this engine is built out and ready to go. Boop, into the blueberry, if you will. Blue Phoenix. What have you. I don't know. I know this is a long one. If you stuck around for the whole thing, I appreciate it. If not, if you just jumped around, I also appreciate that. But with that said, this engine's good to go. And we're going to be, my favorite for the next episode, rewiring. Because it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. It's actually not too bad. I'm already halfway done with it, I guess is what I'm getting at. Because I work in between these videos. Very rarely do I do the outro when I'm already halfway through another video, I guess is what I'm getting at. Yeah, I haven't edited it. It's just like in the can, if you will. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, engine's done. Thank you guys for watching. It really does mean a lot to me. For all the views, shares, likes, so on and so forth. But as I always end it out, if you happen to like this video, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you do, I promise you, we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching. Hopefully, see you on the next one for some wiring nightmare. Thanks, guys.